Here are 5 free agents that I think the Giants should target this offseason. Let's get into it. Hey guys, I hope you are having a stupendous day today. If you love the Giants but you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe, especially if you want to be kept up to date with the latest in your Giants news or just for plain old New York Giants discussion. So, the Giants need a lot. They need to improve that right side of their offensive line. We need a playmaker or two on offense. And I think, in my opinion, we also could add a premier edge rusher. That would make that defensive line even better. And imagine adding a premier pass rusher to play on the other side of Kayvon Thibodeaux. I would love that. But let's start off with talking about the offensive line. I think, in my opinion, the Giants should go out and target Kevin Zeitler. Now, Zeitler just played this past season with the Ravens. He is a very good pass blocker, and the Giants sure as heck need help when it comes to pass blocking. The offensive line gave up a whopping 85 sacks this past season. Horrendous, should never happen. So Kevin Zeitler would help shore up the pass blocking on this Giant offensive line. Also, too, you would put him at right guard and play him next to Evan Neal. Maybe Kevin Zeitler, he's also a former New York Giant, by the way. Maybe Kevin Zeitler, with his veteran leadership, could help Evan Neal out on that right side and help lead him. Evan Neal, if the Giants are still married to him to be their right tackle, he needs to drastically improve in year 3. Drastically improve if he wants any part on this New York Giant team for the foreseeable future. So, adding a guy like Kevin Zeitler to help shore up that right side, maybe that in turn will also help Evan Neal develop to be a better right tackle for the Giants. So, Zeitler, he's my first guy that the Giants should target this offseason. Now, let's move on to the wide receivers that are available in free agency. T. Higgins comes up. He's a guy that was riddled with injuries this past season. He might not cost all that much this upcoming offseason, but I'm not going to talk about him. I'm going to talk about veteran Mike Evans. Mike Evans, all-time great over there at Tampa Bay. He had a very good season this year, 79 receptions, almost 1,300 receiving yards with 13 receiving touchdowns. In signing Mike Evans, that could potentially allow you to do something else with the 6th pick in the draft. You could maybe pick an offensive lineman. You can maybe pick Brock Bowers if Brock Bowers is available at number 6. Maybe you could grab a premier edge rusher with the 6th pick. In getting Mike Evans, it allows you to do some different things with that pick rather than getting a receiver, which I would be more than happy with to land a Malik Neighbors. But in acquiring Mike Evans, in signing him, it makes that pick a little more expendable. Maybe you could even trade down. I know we don't want to do that. That's not ideal. But maybe you could get more value for that 6th pick if you don't like who's available and if you're able to sign Mike Evans. So now we're going to talk about the edge rushers. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of premier edge rushers this offseason. Let's start off with Mr. Brian Burns, Carolina Panther. Now, they could very well franchise tag him, but Mr. Burns had a pretty good season, 9 sacks. Throw him on the other side of Kayvon. My goodness gracious, those guys will wreak havoc. You already have Sexy Dexy on that defensive line as well. Whoa, I think that would be money well spent if the New York Giants were to go and get Brian Burns. The next guy on my list, Danielle Hunter. He had a very good season for the Minnesota Vikings. Mr. Hunter, great pass rusher, had 18 sacks. 18 sacks. Imagine if you put that on the Giant defensive line. If you throw him on the other side of Kayvon. Kayvon had 13 sacks of his own. Holy crap, I would love that. But 18, 13, wow. 31 sacks. 31 combined sacks between the two. Let's talk about the next guy, Josh Allen. He's my top guy. He's the man that I want them to get. Yeah, he might get franchise tagged. The Jaguars should pay him. But Josh Allen, another great pass rusher, 19 sacks this past season. He had a 20.5% win rate. That was at league best. I was upset when we passed on him to go and get Daniel Jones. Allen went 7 to the Jaguars. We picked Jones at 6. Yes, we ended up with Sexy Dexy anyway. But Josh Allen, he had a very good 2022. He had an excellent 2023. I would love if the Giants were to sign him. Now, I'm not saying that the Giants are going to get all 5 of these guys. They might end up with 1. They may end up with none. I would just love if they were to target them and if we could acquire at least 1 of these 5 players. So, you guys let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Joe, and until next time, signing out.